It's 2:43 in the morning. The world is asleep. But you're wide awake, Yai. You're staring at the ceiling, and there's a dull, heavy ache in your chest. It's not about the argument you had 3 years ago. It's the notification you saw on your phone before bed. The bank balance, the credit card bill, the math that just doesn't seem to add up. So, why does it feel like this? Why does checking your banking app trigger the same fight or flight response as seeing a snake in the grass? Why do we ignore our finances for months, hoping the problem will just dissolve if we don't look at it? Because money isn't math, not really. Money is emotion. It is survival, status, and safety wrapped up in a currency. And if you feel like you're drowning, it's not because you're bad at math. It's because you are fighting a psychological war you didn't even know you were in. Today, we're going to stop fighting that war. We're going to rewrite the story you tell yourself about money. Money is emotion. It is survival, status, and safety wrapped up in a currency. And if you feel like you're drowning, it's not because you're bad at math. It's because you are fighting a psychological war you didn't even know you were in. Today, we're going to stop fighting that war. We're going to rewrite the story you tell yourself about money. Let's reframe the problem. If I gave you a spreadsheet right now, you could figure out a budget. You know the theory. Spend less than you make. But telling someone who is stressed about money to just spend less is like telling someone who is drowning to just swim better. It ignores the water. Most of us carry a money script written before we ever earned our first paycheck. Think back to when you were 7 years old. What was the vibe in your house when the bills came? Was there shouting? Was there a tense silence? If money was introduced to you as a source of pain or conflict, your brain learned a very specific lesson. Money is dangerous. Avoid it. So, as an adult, you either avoid it, ignoring your statements, or you hoard it, terrified that spending $1 will ruin you. This isn't stupidity. It's a survival mechanism. But there's another trap we fall into. It's called the hedonic treadmill. It explains why getting a raise feels amazing for about 3 weeks and then you just feel normal again. We adapt. If you make $50,000, you fantasize about making $70,000. You think, once I hit that number, the anxiety will stop. Then you hit $70,000. You buy a slightly nicer car, rent a slightly better apartment. The anxiety quiets down for a month, but then the baseline shifts. Now $70,000 is just survival. We have to stop feeding the fantasy self. When we spend impulsively, we rarely buy the thing. We buy the feeling we think the thing will give us. We buy the expensive running shoes because we want to be the kind of person who runs at 5 a.m. We're trying to buy a new identity. But when the Amazon box arrives, the fantasy doesn't come with it. Just the shoes. And you're the same person, just with less money. Here is the turning point. The moment I stopped fearing money was the moment I stopped looking at it as a way to buy stuff, and started looking at it as a way to buy freedom. When you have 3 months of expenses sitting in a boring savings account, something physical happens to your body. Your shoulders drop, the knot in your stomach loosens. Why? Because your boss can't own you. If your workplace becomes toxic, you can leave. You are buying a buffer between you and the chaos of the world. So how do we actually do this without hating our lives? We stop relying on willpower. Willpower is a battery. If you spend all day making decisions at work, by the time you get home, your battery is dead. You will order the takeout. You will buy the thing you don't need. You have to build a system that is smarter than your worst day. Step 1. The audit of values. Look at your last month's spending. Highlight only the things that brought you genuine joy. Keep those. Cut the rest. This isn't deprivation, it's curation. If the money isn't in your checking account, you can't spend it. Humans are incredibly adaptable. You won't miss the $50 or $100, but in a year you'll have a safety net. But the biggest shift, the one that changes everything, is forgiving yourself. We carry so much shame. Shame about debt, shame about bad investments, shame about not being where our parents were. Shame is a terrible fuel for change. It makes us freeze. You have to accept exactly where you are right now. The math doesn't care about your past. Compound interest doesn't judge you. It just needs you to start. Debt is paying for the past. Saving is buying the future. You are buying the ability to say no to things you hate and yes to things you love. I want you to imagine that 3 a.m. feeling again, but this time you wake up and you remember. The automatic transfer went through. The freedom fund is there. The tightness in your chest is gone. You roll over, you close your eyes, and you go back to sleep. That peace, that is worth more than any luxury car. You are capable of this. You are not behind, you are just starting. Take a breath, forgive yourself, and let's build something better.